So, Matty Lowlett from Endless Landscapes, thanks for having you on board, Cham. You've been a client of Q Performance and on the Power Up program since 2014, mate. So you've been a long-term loyal client, mate. So good to finally get you on the podcast.
Yeah, a bit of a journey, hasn't it been?
It's been a great journey, right? And especially the last couple of years. And that's where I want to sort of delve into what's been happening the last couple of years. But let's throw back to, say, that 2014 when you were early in your journey as running a business. Because in 2014, how long have you been running a business? Were you running Endless Landscapes before you connected with
Yeah,
us?
as a company structure, we were 2012.
Yeah.
So we're coming up to 11 years this year. But prior to that, I was running around as a sole trader. So I've sort of been running a business to some extent since 2007.
Yep.
So quite a long time, and just sort of building it, and it's evolved and changed. And I really enjoy the business side of things. I really enjoy what I do, full stop. But it's obviously investing in myself and trying to get it right, and still learning and still building and getting it right, and continuing that journey to sort of create opportunities for people who work for me, as well as myself. And just I'm really enjoying it, and we're in a good spot, and it's exciting.
No, it's definitely exciting, especially with our position now. But coming into that 2014 stage where we first connected, and so at that stage you've been operating for 6 years or thereabout 6 years. What was coming into that 6 year mark? What were some of the reasons or I suppose the motivation to contact us and get that external help? What were some of the things you were facing at the time where you thought, shit, I need some help here. I need some guidance or assistance?
Yeah, I think it was really about just trying to push it to that next level and understand, like, obviously working with yourself, we've been able to, really build the numbers around the business and how the business actually works, and learning that side of it. Like, obviously I was, classic background, right? You work in the business, on the business, and sort of you've taught me to change that mindset of working in the business daily to sort of on the business continually, right? This is not a quick fix, but a continual process that we build on to make it better, and better systems, and just understanding that. And I think that was probably the traction of just, we're in a good spot. We were doing okay. But I don't think I'd ever been given the knowledge required to operate a business to how it should be run.
Yeah, you're very good on the tools. You're very good at getting things done. You're very good at delivering. And I think that's where you're definitely unique to most tradie business owners out there, where we provided you with the knowledge, the templates, the how-to, and then you really took it to the next level, right, in terms of knowing the numbers and really sort of understanding them, which is, again, very unique. And like you sort of mentioned, using those numbers then to really tailor your decision-making and giving you that confidence moving forward. Because when we started in that 2014, and we got a lot of traction, and this is where I want business owners to understand that it's a journey. Is that over the preceding years, some things didn't, it wasn't a straight line, right?
Not at all.
There's times there over those years around that 15, 16, 17, 18 where you think, oh, no, I've sort of got this, I'm okay. And where you sort of take your focus off working on the business, or what we call the success habits. You don't really bring your A game to managing the business appropriately, and you got sucked back in to a degree on the business, or in the business again, agree? And you were doing a lot. So for our listeners, Matty's based at Wollongong, doing a lot of projects in Sydney. Would you agree? You're definitely running around being really, really busy, but it was to the detriment of your cash flow and also your personal health.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You can only run around for so long. And like I say, being busy is different to being productive, and you can easily get caught up in, yep, we got jobs. Let's get them done. We make money. We move on to the next quote. We get the quote one. We move on. We do the job. But there's more to it than that if it's going to be a long-term play, I think. I think that can only get you so far for so long. Mm. And what we realized is that all of a sudden we were coming up against these other bits and pieces where we hadn't concentrated on other things within the business other than getting the job won and done. And then those cracks sort of started to show. And as we grew, there's less room for error because you got staff that rely on you, you've got your family that relies on you, and you can't be, having those cracks sort of splinter through. And so it was really about trying to patch those holes and learn and build out systems to sort of stop those cracks developing. And like I say, the success habits, and they're still true today, right? Like if you take a month off, you're 3 months behind because you sort of didn't continue what you needed to do, and all of a sudden it shows up. So yeah, you might have solved another problem by getting the job done, but you've got a cash flow issue because you weren't sending out your invoices on time, or you didn't continually get in and send them out when they needed to be done, and that creates another problem. But sometimes you just get caught up in that focus, and I think that's where I was. Yep, I'm just getting the job done. We've got these jobs here, and we're getting them done, and we're not looking at those success habits of forecasting work and forecasting pipeline, and then all of a sudden jobs that you thought you may have been doing, they're not happening anymore, and there's no backup because you just weren't looking at it. And it could be as simple as just looking at a spreadsheet, right? It doesn't have to be super complicated, but you need to have some sort of goal or system or target that you're running to.